Dino's heart pounded in his chest as questions flooded his mind. Why did she do this? How could she shatter his heart so cruelly? He had dreamed of a future with her, marriage, kids, a life together. But now, those dreams lay in ruins, just like his heart. The deep sadness he felt quickly morphed into anger. He vowed to get even. There would be no mercy, no warning when he put his plan into motion. She had crossed a line, and now, she would face the consequences. Dino had a tough job working on an oil rig. Even though it didn't require a fancy degree, the guys who worked there were highly skilled. More than education, experience mattered most, and Dino had plenty of it. He was sharp on the job, noticing small details and knowing exactly what to do. From the outside, it looked like Dino had everything: a stable job, a nice house, and good friends. He was lucky in his career and home life, but he longed for something more, a deeper connection. Love had never been easy for him, but he hoped that might change one day. Many people would have been thrilled to be with Dino. He was smart, earned good money, and was reliable. He was also humble and never boasted about what he had. After saving up, he bought a beautiful condo outright, but despite all this, he still felt like something was missing, someone to share his happiness with. What Dino didn't see coming was that the next woman in his life would turn upside down. While his co-workers often found new girlfriends during their time off, Dino wasn't interested in that. He respected their choices but wanted something real, someone truly special. Dino may have been a very patient person, but that didn't mean he was indecisive. One day, his friends couldn't believe their eyes when they saw the woman holding Dino's hand. When Dino met her, he was captivated. Andrea was a beautiful woman who looked like a movie star. She could have easily been on the cover of Vogue. Dino's co-workers were also speechless when they saw his new girlfriend, but not for the same reasons. A lot of Dino's friends were happy for him when he found Andrea, but others had their suspicions. One friend in particular, named Josh, thought she was the most selfish, attention-seeking woman he'd ever seen. Dino couldn't have known this at the time. He couldn't see the future, but warning signs soon started appearing. Sometimes, Andrea's self-centered side would show. She explained that it was due to a bad childhood, including her parents' divorce. Dino was trusting and understanding, so he dismissed her behavior. Andrea was very excited to move into Dino's apartment. In the beginning, their relationship couldn't have been better, but while he was out on the oil rig, he had a funny feeling. Dino started getting bank statements he couldn't explain. Andrea had his card so she could buy necessities while he was at work, but the grocery bills exceeded $300, and then another $200 just a few days later. She couldn't have been eating through $300 worth of groceries in just a few days. She must have been getting cash back from the store and pocketing it. Dino had a very bad feeling. He began to suspect that Andrea might have been unfaithful. With his money and his condo, she could easily cheat on him while he was away. With a high likelihood that Andrea was cheating on him, Dino decided to come up with a plan. He came home early and found something shocking. That's when things got worse. Andrea didn't expect him home for a couple more days, so when Dino entered his house, his home that he worked so hard for, it caught her completely by surprise. For Dino, it confirmed his worst suspicions about the woman he once thought was the one. Dino could feel his heart crumble into a million pieces as he walked into his bedroom. The woman he wanted to marry and grow old with was indeed cheating on him, but Dino kept his cool. He didn't lose his temper. He simply told the guy to leave, and then told Andrea to get out too. He handed her the key to a hotel room, $50 for cab fare, and told her to leave. But Andrea refused to go. She kept screaming, crying, apologizing, proclaiming her love for him in one breath, and cursing him in the next. This led Dino to instruct his security guard to call the cops. Andrea wasn't on the lease, so once the police arrived and verified who owned the home, they removed her. That should have been the end of it, but Andrea was vindictive. Dino had taken away a lot of the comforts Andrea had become used to: his cash, his card, and his home. Andrea had to face the reality that Dino wasn't going to provide for her any longer. He took all of Andrea's belongings and placed them in a storage unit. But Andrea wasn't just going to sit around and be snubbed like that. She wasn't going to let him leave her in the dark. She was going to hit Dino where it hurt most: his pride and joy. Aside from his condo, Dino's pride was his white Chevy Monte Carlo. Several weeks after the breakup, Dino returned home from another stint at the oil rig. Instead of finding his car in tip-top condition, he found something much worse: 4 flat tires, a smashed windshield, and a can of red paint poured all over it. All of Dino's friends wondered who would do such a thing, but Dino knew the answer: Andrea. She had just done something that Dino would never be able to forgive. While most men would retaliate immediately, Dino decided to be patient. He knew the perfect time to strike wasn't now. Dino returned to his routine as if nothing had ever happened, but he hadn't forgiven or forgotten what Andrea had done to him. He knew that soon he would find an opportunity to strike back at his ex-girlfriend, and he planned to make it count. Dino would never forget what she did. So when he learned that she was getting married, he started plotting. He found out about the engagement through a friend of his, Nancy. Her sister Kathy happened to be very good friends with Andrea. But Nancy knew the real Andrea and passed the information on to Dino. She became a co-conspirator, and together they ensured that what was supposed to be the best day of Andrea's life would turn into the worst. Thankfully, Nancy knew exactly what type of person Andrea was. When she received the invitation to the wedding, the first thing she thought about was how Andrea had betrayed her good friend Dino. She had taken advantage of the fact that he had property and made good money, mooching off him while she messed around with other men. Dino started off with an anonymous letter to Andrea. About a month before the wedding, Dino sent an anonymous letter in the mail. Inside the envelope was a picture of a Monte Carlo, a wedding dress, and a ketchup packet. There was a single sheet of paper with 3 words, red on white. If Andrea thought Dino would just turn the other cheek, she was mistaken. He hadn't forgotten what she had done to his heart in his car, and neither had she. He was going to get his revenge. And with his mysterious message, she knew it was coming. The note was enough to make Andrea worry about her pure white wedding dress. Nancy gave Dino a little piece of information she had heard from her sister, the name of the store where Andrea was getting her dress. Dino went to the store and asked the guy if he wanted to make an easy $100. All he had to do was call Andrea and tell her that she needed to come to the shop to choose the red lace trim for her gown. Andrea showed up 20 minutes later, freaking out and demanding to know what this was about. Dino's friend continued the ruse, saying that he got a call from her fiancé to order the red lace for the dress. Andrea knew that it wasn't her fiancé, but she had a pretty good idea of who was behind the sabotage. She was panicking, and with good reason. To her, staining her white dress red wasn't a matter of if, but a matter of when. She was spooked. With the wedding day getting closer, Andrea was growing more anxious. Dino waited until there were just a few weeks left. Then, Nancy accidentally mentioned to her sister that one of Dino's friends supposedly worked for the catering company at Andrea's wedding. Andrea panicked when she heard this. She immediately removed pasta dishes from the menu and made sure tomatoes were taken out of the salads, afraid that Dino's imaginary friend might try to ruin her big day. But Dino wasn't done yet. He sent about 30 red lipsticks to Andrea's house through various online sellers, using prepaid cards so she couldn't trace them back to him. He also placed a red marker under her windshield wipers for her to find. By the time the wedding day arrived, Andrea was a nervous wreck, constantly expecting some red paint disaster. What should have been her happiest day turned into a nightmare. Dino's plan was for the wedding to be great for everyone except Andrea. At the reception, she was on edge, demanding that all red flowers be removed from the tables and avoiding anyone holding a red drink. She was so focused on avoiding a possible prank that she couldn't even enjoy her own wedding. And the truth was, Dino didn't actually do anything at the wedding. Nancy watched everything unfold. Dino had turned Andrea into a panicked bride, and Nancy kept Dino updated as the night went on. In front of everyone, Andrea came across as paranoid and demanding, making a scene over every little thing. In the end, the only thing that got ruined was her reputation. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comment section. I hope you like this story. Please give it a like and share it with your loved ones and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.